So what is DDR2 used for? Stands for Double Data Rate 2. DDR2 RAM is an improved version of DDR memory that is faster and more efficient. Like standard DDR memory, DDR2 memory can send data on both the rising and falling edges of the processor's clock cycles. Double Data Rate 3 Synchronous Dynamic Random Access Memory is a type of synchronous dynamic access memory with a high bandwidth interface and has been in use since 2007. It is higher speed successor to DDR and DDR2 and procedures to DDR4 synchronized dynamic access memory chips. Double Data Rate 4 Synchronous Dynamic Random Access Memory is a type of synchronous dynamic access memory with a high bandwidth interface. A single channel memory is a RAM configuration where you can insert one RAM stick. It's the most common memory channel available out there. A multi-channel memory always supports a single channel memory, which makes this so popular. ECC memory is a type of computer data storage that uses an error correction code to detect and correct bit data corruption which occurs in memory. A parity error typically caused the machine to halt with loss of unsaved data. This is usually a better option than saving corrupt data. Logic parity RAM, also known as fake parity RAM, is non-parity RAM that can be used in computers that require parity RAM. A CD-ROM is a pre-pressed optical compact disc that contains data computers can read but not write or erase. CD-ROMs, for example, it is a type of read-only memory. Some CDs, called enhanced CDs, hold both computer data and audio with the latter capable of being played on a CD player, while data is only used on computers. A DVD-ROM permanently stores data files which cannot be charged, written, or erased. A personal computer PC with a DVD-ROM or a DVD-RAM drive is designed to read a DVD-ROM disk. Generally, a DVD-ROM disk is not equipped to be used with a DVD drive connected to a home theater system or television. The Blu-ray disc, often known simply as Blu-ray, is a digital optical disc storage format. It is designed to suspend the DVD-ROM format and capable of storing several hours of high-definition video. BD/RE is a high-capacity optical disc that can be recorded and erased repeatedly. This is a contrast to Blu-ray disc recordable BD/R disc, which can be recorded only once. However, both types of disc are based on Blu-ray technology. A solid-state drive is a solid-state storage device that uses integrated circuits assemblies to store data persistently, typically used flash memory and functionality as secondary storage in the computer storage. What is an M.2 drive? An M.2 SSD is a small form factor solid-state drive SSD that is used in internationally mounted storage expansion cards. M.2 SSD conforms to a computer industry specification and are designed to enable high-performance storage in thin, power-constrained devices such as ultrabooks, laptops, and tablet computers. Non-volatile memory, also known as NVMe Express Host Controller Interface Specification, is an open logic device interface specification for accessing a computer's non-volatile storage media, usually attached via PCI Express bus. A 2.5-inch SATA hard drive actually measures 2.7 inches wide, 0.37 inch tall, and 3.96 inches long. According to the tech report, the 2.5 designation actually refers to the size of a typical laptop drive platter. The disk inside the housing that data is actually recorded on. A magnet disk is a storage device that uses a magnetization process to write, rewrite, and access data. SSHD, also known as a hybrid hard drive, is a storage drive that combines the large storage capacity of an HDD with the faster read-write speed of an SSD. Flash memory, also known as flash storage, is a type of non-volatile memory that erases data in units called blocks and rewrites data at the bytes level. A secure digital SD card is a tiny flash memory card designed for high-capacity memory and various portable devices, such as car navigation systems, cellular phones, e-books, PDAs, smartphones, digital cameras, music players, digital video camcorders, and personal computers. CompactFlash is a flash memory mass storage device used mainly in portable electronic devices. A microSD card is a miniature variation of the SD card used in small portable electronics. With an adapter, a microSD card can be inserted in any SD card slots and used normally. Because of their size, microSD cards are limited to 1 terabyte, while SD cards can reach much higher numbers. A mini SD is a type of flash memory storage card that is used for storing information and media files. They are chiefly used in mobile phones, cameras, and other handheld gadgets. Mini SD cards are 2.5 by 20 by 1.4 millimeter and generally provide 16 megabytes to 256 megabytes of storage. The XD picture card is an obsolete form of flash memory card used in the digital cameras made by Olympus and Fujifilms during the 2000s. The XD as the XD picture card stands for Extreme Digital. XD cards were manufactured with the capacity of 16 megabytes up to 2 gigabytes. RAID, also known as Redundant Array of Independent Disk, is a way of storing the same data in different places on multiple hard disks or solid-state drives, also known as SSDs, to protect data in case of a drive failure. A hot swap describes the act of removing components from or plugging them into a computer system while the power remains switched on. ATX is a motherboard and power supply configuration specification developed by Intel in 1995 to improve on previous de facto standards like the AT designs. mATX motherboards are perfect for budget-friendly gaming PCs as they still have all of the main features that standard ATX motherboards have. The only difference is the standard ATX motherboard offers more PCI slots and beavers VRMs for overclocking. So what are mini-ITX motherboards used for? Well, mini-ITX is a compact motherboard configuration designed to support relatively low-cost computers in small spaces such as automobiles, set-top boxes, and network devices. The mini-ITX can also be used in making thin client computers. Peripheral component interconnect is a local computer bus for attaching hardware devices in computers and is part of the PCI local bus standard. The PCI bus supports the function found on a processor bus, but it is standardized format that is independent of any given processor's native bus. PCIe slot allows you to add expansion cards on your motherboards in order to provide additional functionality to your PC. What is a riser card? The peripheral controller card plugs into the riser card and sits parallel with the motherboard. See the low-profile motherboards, an expansion card that is used to physically extend a slot in order to make it easier to plug in chip or card. Serial ATA is a computer bus interface that connects host bus adapters to mass storage devices such as hard drives, optical drives, and solid-state drives. Serial ATA succeeds the earlier parallel ATA standard to become the predominant interface for storage devices. IDE, also known as Integrated Development Environment, is a software application that provides comprehensive facilities to computer programmers for software development. The front panel connectors, also known as the front headers or F panels, is a block of connectors on a motherboard that controls the power on, power reset, beep code speaker, and LED flight indicators on the PC case chassis. What are internal USB ports used for? Well, nowadays, the main use is probably for security dongles. A dongle needs, for a certain program to run or function, you want them plugged into the computer all the time. The boot menu allows a user to load up other operating systems or applications, even if the computer itself already has an operating system on it. A boot menu is also useful for installing a new operating system on a computer because the user can choose what device to use. What is a firmware update? A firmware update is a software program used to update the firmware in these devices. For example, a user could download a firmware update for a network router that enhances its capabilities or fixes an issue. Windows security settings can help secure domain controllers, servers, clients, and other resources in your organization. Without Windows security settings, you would be unable to authenticate users, limit access to resources, manage group membership, or audit challenges. The majority of network setups can be done via the interface configuration file. You can give your network card an IP address, set up routing information, configure IP, set default routes, and much more. A password is a set of secret characters or words used to authenticate access to and secure a digital system. Disk encryption is a technology which protects information by converting it into unreadable code that cannot be deciphered easily by unauthorized people. Trusted Platform Module, also known as TPM, is an international standard for a secure crypto processor, a dedicated microcontroller designed to secure hardware through integrated cryptographic keys. How does LOJACK works for laptops? Using GPS or Wi-Fi, LOJACK for laptops can map and display your laptop current and past whereabout location, so you'll know whether it's simply left behind or something more serious. Even when your laptop is in safe and sound, you can see the LOJACK for the laptop is on the job. Secure Boot is a feature found in the startup software for your computer that designs To ensure your computer starts safely and securely by preventing unauthorized softwares like malware for being controlled on your PC at boot up. The CMOS battery powers your laptop BIOS firmware, which is responsible for booting up your computer and configuring data flow. A single core processor is a microprocessor with a single core on its DIE. It performs the fetch, decode, execute cycle once per cycle and only runs on one thread. A computer using a single core CPU is generally slower than a multi-core system. A multi-core processor is an integrated circuit that has two or more processor cores attached for enhanced performance and reduced power consumption. Virtualization relies on softwares to stimulate hardware functionality and create a virtual computer system. This enables the IT organization to run more than one virtual system and multiple operating systems and applications on a single server. Hyperthreading technology is a hardware innovation that allows more than one thread to run on each core. Overclocking is resetting some computer's components so that it can run faster than the manufacturer's specified speed. Integrated graphic is technically an integrated graphic controller which shares memories with the CPUs. Computer compatibilities. A family of computer models is said to be compatible if certain softwares that run on one of the models can also be run on all other models of the family. The computer models may differ in performances, reliability, or some other characteristics. These differences may affect the outcome of the running of the software. Advanced Micro Devices. AMD is a semiconductor company known for designing and developing computer processors and graphic technologies, founded in 1969. Intel is the world's largest manufacturer of central processing units and semiconductors. The company is best known for CPUs based on its x86 architecture, which was created in the 1980s and has been continuously modified, revised, and modernized. A fan on top of the computer processor. It helps pull and blow hot air off the processor, helping keep it cooler. So what is a CPU heatsink? A heatsink and fan HSF is an active cooling solution used to cool down integrated circuits in computer systems, commonly for CPU. As the name suggests, it is composed of a passive cooling unit and a fan. In computing, an expansion card is a printed circuit board that can be inserted into an electrical connector or expansion slot on a computer's motherboard to add functionality to a computer system. Video card, also known as graphic card, is an integrated circuit that generates the video signals sent to a computer display. The card is usually located on the computer motherboard, or it is a separate circuit board, but it's sometimes built into the computer display unit. Add-on card or add-in card is an expansion card, a printed circuit board that plugs into an expansion slot in a computer to provide some extra facility. A sound card is an internal expansion card that provides input and output of audio signals to and from a computer under control of computer programs. A network interface controller is a computer hardware component that connects a computer to a computer network. Early network interface controllers were commonly implemented on expansion cards that plugged into a computer bus. ESATA is a combination connection for external source devices. An ESATA or USB device can be plugged into an ESATA port. The socket has keyed cutouts for both types of devices to ensure that the connectors can only be plugged in the right way. In computing, a printer is a peripheral machine which makes a persistent representation of graphic or text, usually on paper.